Hey everyone, my name is Audrey and welcome to my channel. Today I'm giving you a new weekly reading vlog. So today is Saturday at the end of the day. They are predicting a lot of snow tomorrow, so another snowstorm, but not as bad as the one we had on Thursday. And anyways, it is the weekend, so it's not like gonna affect as many people as it did on a Thursday. So there's that, but the probability that I'm gonna be staying at home doing my own stuff is pretty high. So I've got band tomorrow morning. And after that, I do want to get to editing, at least this evening, start some editing and reading. And then I got a couple of more things I want to do. I've got a small list of things I'm prioritizing. And then I do want to get to some more reading. I'm on a good track. And if I do finish my current book, I should be on the right track to get some more books done by the end of the month, even if it's the shortest month of the year. So right now I'm in the middle of Legends and Lattes, which I'm really enjoying, because if you don't know, I do own an online business. So like everything that's business related, the train of thoughts that goes with like, how do I market my products? How do I make them known? How do I attract customers and stuff? It is online, so a bit different than like in here where you have a physical location and it's not about like drinks and it's not about food. But still, nonetheless, I still very relate to this train of thoughts and stuff, and I really appreciate that. So yeah, I'm really having a lot of fun, and I'm not too worried for our character with the mafia thing that are collecting money for protection and stuff. I am not worried at all. I think it's gonna be a fun time. I'm 100 pages in, 108, so fun time. I'm hoping I can finish it tomorrow. The sooner the better, I think, because I do want to start some new books. But yeah, this is my third book during the month, and if I do get to 6 books, that'd be amazing. And that means I'm on the right track, because if I finish this today or tomorrow, halfway through the month, I'll have 3 books read, and that means I'm on track. Anyways, I'm rambling. So I am going to be reading a tiny bit before supper, and then I'll be moving up towards my computer. I've got a couple of things I need to get done there on top of editing, and I was feeling very sleepish, and I was having a very hard time reading this afternoon because I was falling asleep on it, and I did take a bit of a nap, but I don't feel better, which is typically how that goes when I do take naps. So that's not great, but it's okay. I set myself here so that I don't get too comfortable to fall asleep. There's no way I can fall asleep here, so that's good. Because on my computer, that's not better either. I do tend to fall asleep when I work a lot on the computer, so there's also that. So yeah, I need a bit of a boost of energy, but it's okay. I don't feel like making myself a cup of coffee, so I may do that a little bit later, but I do have water and books. So I'm focusing on Legends and Lattes, but there are also 4 other books that I want to read, or at least start this week. Even better if I start them during the weekend. So the first one is A Map for Wrecked Girls, which was the wrapped book that my son picked out for me. Then we have Shadow and Bone, because that's the book for the February prompt of A Year in Ilja. And I do want to start the dedicated vlog for this book as well. Then I do want to start Match It, because I do need to get going. I have not started it yet, and I am falling a bit behind on that. The last one I really want to focus on is Goddess of the River, because that one is for the Buzzwordathon for February, which I'm really excited to pick up. So these are the 5 books I'm focusing on this week. And I don't know what I'm actually going to be finishing or like reading more. I'll go with the mood I'm in. But this one is definitely my priority for the weekend. And then we'll move on to something else. I might also start this one just to get that one going. And I know it's going to be easy for me to get into it because I love Robin Hobb's writing so much that like I read this very, very easily. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me right now. I'm gonna get back to reading and I'll see you a little bit later. Hey everyone, it is Wednesday morning. I did want to do a quick update. I actually managed to finish-ish Legends and Lattes. I actually finished the main story, and I still have like the part here, pages to fill, which is a Legends and Lattes stories. So it's a very short story that is not actually part of the main story. It's from like Viv's past, from what I understand, which is interesting enough. But yeah, I still have like those last 30-ish, 20 pages, 25 pages left. But yes, I really, really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was wholesome. It really brings you back to like the essential of things, because the stakes are as high as you give it importance, I guess. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is the very definition of cozy that I was expecting when I got into Finlay Donovan books, because I was told that they were cozy mysteries and it did not feel cozy to me like for a second. And that bothered me so much. But this felt very, very cozy. And that's exactly what I was looking for when I was going for a cozy read. So really happy with that. I'm gonna give it either a 4.5 or a 5 stars. I don't think it's an all-time favorite book, but I really enjoyed it for what it was, and I think it did it brilliantly. So I strongly recommend, if you're more in a slower, cozy type of vibe, strongly recommend. And then I do want to pick up this one next, because it's a completely different genre from Legends and Lattes, and I wanted to read something completely different before I go back and dive back into some more fantasy. So I'm gonna go and pick this one up. This one should read quite quickly, which is why I'm choosing this one instead of another one. And it's like 350 pages, 360 pages. So not too bad. And it should read quite quickly. So I haven't started it yet, but I will soon. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this evening. I realized I didn't update on Sunday. So on Sunday, I did manage to do some editing and some reading. I finished Legends and Lattes. And then on Monday, my son had another snowstorm, but closes for his district. They did close the schools because their district has a lot more territory than my district has. And my district didn't close schools. So I got to teach, which was fine. And it was my day where I don't teach much more than an hour and a half. So I got back home a little bit earlier. I got home a little bit earlier, which I was happy with. I did edit another vlog. So I have like 2 vlogs up and scheduled this week, which I'm happy with. I do need to get back on top of that. If I edit and upload here and there, it should be fine. But I also really need to get into sewing, and I need to get that sorted out too, because well, that's another thing that I still have a lot left to do. And the craft fair is coming up pretty quickly. So there's that. But yeah, I feel a bit tired. I'm okay, I guess. The weekend did help me out a lot. I didn't finish grading my papers like I wanted to, but I'm going to be doing that this morning. I don't have the first period, but I do want to get to the school early and grade those papers and get my report cards done with. That's pretty much all I have for you right now. Hopefully this evening I do have my band, so I will be arriving later. I also have another errand I need to run because they've been doing some work. There probably was an emergency and they had to shut off the water for almost all day yesterday, which means we need to boil water to consume it now, which is a bit inconvenient, but it's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some bottled water for the time being. We have to boil the water until Friday, which is a lot, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm just gonna have to do that before I come back home this evening. So I won't have time to really read or update and stuff, but probably tomorrow I'll have this book started, hopefully tomorrow, and some sewing probably. And yeah, on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is now Saturday evening and I am about to get in bed. But first, I did want to update this vlog and actually just close it and start the new one. So I did have a couple of updates for you. I read a tiny bit. I tried to read all the rest of the week, a tiny bit here and there. It was very difficult for me. But I did end up today. My son had his cheerleading class, and then we came back home after errands, and I tried to sit down and read. It took me a lot longer to read, but I did manage to read, which I'm happy with. So first of all, I did finish the small little chapter at the end, which was called, I think, chapter pages to fill. Yeah, at the end of Legends and Lattes, which I really enjoyed because it is part of what led our main character to opening up their own coffee shop. So I did enjoy it. I ended up giving it a 5 stars because it was very wholesome, very cozy, which was what I was looking for in this read. It's not a 6-star like my all-time favorite that I'm going to reread as quickly as possible. So like not in that way, but I still think it does deserve a 5 stars because it really set out to be what it was supposed to be, and I really enjoyed it. I don't want to talk too much about it because I already talked about it, and also it's quite short. under 300 pages, so I don't want to necessarily spoil it. So first of all, I started A Map for Wrecked Girls by Jessica Taylor. I wanted to start something not fantasy just so that I can get my head in another reading space and not just like get stuck in this. So I started this one, which was my wrapped book for February. I think I can get through it quite easily. I'm now on chapter 6 on page 58, so not too bad. I voluntarily did not go much further into it because I do want to read many books at the same time. So I'm aiming at around 50 pages per book at a time. But yes, I feel like this is going to be a hit or miss. Books like these usually are. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like that's how I felt ish when I read the One by One by Ruth Ware, which I did not like. The more I read on, I think I ended up giving it a 2 stars. And this one, I don't know just yet, but I feel like it's all over the place. So we are following these two sisters that have a not very healthy relationship, and every other chapter you are following them and a third person, and they are all stuck on this island because of a boat accident. And then the other chapters are like 5 months before this event, and we're slowly gonna be catching up to said event. And I'm guessing we're gonna be learning about things that happened, things about their lives, because it seems like a very, very messy life. And so these are teenagers, senior and a junior. And so it is YA. And I don't know what age the other boy is. But yeah, so far it's okay. But as I said, I do feel like it's all over the place, because if you're doing like if you're doing like a dual timeline, you shouldn't be messing up with like the present timeline. And that's what I've been reading. So in the present timeline, in some paragraphs, you do read about like, oh yeah, when I did this and this, and then you start going into the past. It doesn't stay there, like it kind of comes back to the present quickly-ish. But still, I am just so confused because it's all over the place. I want the things from the past to be in the chapters from the past and like keep things separate, because I feel just so scattered trying to follow along and like what's happening. Also, in the past, there's a lot of characters that they talk about, and I'm just so confused because in the present timeline, there's just 3 people, the 2 sisters and one other guy. So yeah, I'm just so I am just getting confused with who is whom, and like which of these characters are important-ish. Yeah, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I don't know if it's gonna be turning out a little bit paranormal-ish, because some things have started. One thing, okay, so just one clue of something that shouldn't have happened that happened. So is it really a deserted island or not? I don't know. I don't really know where this is going either. But yeah, I don't really have high hopes anyways from this book. It is a little bit older as well. So I don't know. We'll see. So that. And then I just finished, and it took me forever because I was falling asleep on it. So, not that it's not good, it's just I'm tired. Anyways, I started Match because I am behind my reading of Robin Hobb books. I am still confused with the serpents. I'm not sure. Like, huh? My guess is that the life ships and the serpents and the dragons from the Farseer trilogy, I feel like they are all connected in a way. I don't know if like one became another, or like I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't quite understand it, and it's bothering me quite a bit. But yeah, and then we are following Wintro mostly so far, and Paragon. I'm worried for Paragon, and I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I wish that Althea would have took it out to sail it. But yeah, we shall see how that develops. The whole situation on the Vivacia is, I don't want to say scary, but I think I understand where I read like the blood part from, the random part that I did pick up last time. But yes, things are slowly moving forward. We did finish the other book in like chaos. It's not necessarily chaos right now, but it's right now. I feel like there's a lot more to come. I would not be expecting anything less from Robin Hobb anyways. So yeah, I'm excited to get back into this world. And that is about it for me today. I am tired. I am going to go to bed. I do have band practice tomorrow. I do need to start the new vlog. So that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching as always. Like, comment, subscribe if you wish. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video, and I will see you soon in the next one.